Good morning. I'm going to take a riff from a Bob Marley song today. I can adjust this a little bit, maybe. Could you be love? Could you be, could you be, could you be love? Let's take a deep breath. Knowing the body sitting in a chair. Feeling the feet on the floor, the back against the seat back. Knowing the ears that are hearing, the heart that is beating, the eyes that are seeing. All of a piece. Love absolute. Take another deep breath and rest in this moment, in this present moment awareness. Resting in the present. Letting the awareness rest in open awareness. The practice is simple. You just let go and let be. Let go and let be. If you noticed your awareness has wandered off, so it goes. Gently bring the awareness back to present moment. Resting in body awareness or breath awareness. Letting the mind still, letting the heart rest. Being present, letting go, letting be. in just a minute, the meditation time will come to an end. So for this next 60 seconds, let gratitude arise in your heart and your body for the opportunity to be present, for the opportunity to breathe, to rest, to be love. And I like to end with a dedication of merit. Whatever merit has arisen today by our practice, let us dedicate it to the happiness of all beings everywhere, including these beings right here. May all beings everywhere know the causes of happiness and know happiness itself. Thank you. And so it is.
Jeremy puts a button on it. Can we give Jeremy some love, please? Good morning, everyone. How are you? I don't need to be in the monitor. They'll figure it out. Okay, I'm just loving the flower thing here, right? We got the 'tis the season memo is happening. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It turned out to be a beautiful day, didn't it? I think they scared us with all this atmospheric river, and it just keeps being a gorgeous day every day. I'm Reverend Deanne Morency. It is my joy to be the senior minister here at Unity in Marin, and if you're watching on the live stream, we are so glad that you're joining us. I know I say this every week, but it's always good to remember that we have at the end of every week, not just watching my talk, but the entire service. We have about 125 to 150 households every week that watch our services remotely. So can we just turn around and say hello to all those folks? No matter when you're watching, we're grateful for you. We had quite an event in here yesterday, and so I hope you're feeling the vibes that the event left. And I'll talk a little bit more about that during my talk, but we have a beautiful campus, don't we? And it really is such a blessing, and to be able to share that blessing with the larger community. My heart was just kind of bursting open yesterday. So for those who may not have heard, Steve Greer, who is Brianna's boyfriend, passed away very unexpectedly. And so there was a service that was held in Utah, which is where he's from, where he grew up. And there is also going to be a celebration of life in Alameda. So the date has been set for Saturday, November 8th. The celebration of life is set for 4 p.m. There is also, for those of you who are into it, he was an avid tennis player. And so his tennis group is holding a tournament in his honor earlier in the day, and then everyone's going to move to the celebration of life. So as the pieces come in, we're adding them to the event that's on our website. So keep checking in and checking back. But Cindy and Brianna and everyone, ourselves included. I mean, Steve is still a beautiful light. So please feel free to join them that day in Alameda. So I'm going to invite the soul sisters who are here to come on up. We have an opening song that we're going to do. And, there is a lot going on in the world, isn't there, right now? And there's a lot going on right here. Like, we don't have to go to the world right now. We just need to go across the bridge to Alameda, right? And here, actually, also here in Northern Marin. So I'm just going to invite us all to use this opportunity to really center into our heart space and to quiet whatever that activity is that's going on in terms of our own response, right? It's out of the stillness that the way arises, right? For us to know what it is that is ours to do and when it is ours to do it. So let's create that sacred container for deep listening. I'm going to turn it over to the Soul Sisters.
In this very room, there's quite enough love for one like me. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for one like me. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit there's quite enough joy for all of us, and there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit, sweet Spirit, is in this very room. And in this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit, sweet Spirit, Spirit is in this very
So the invitation is to settle even more into this very room, the very room in consciousness, this very room that is Unity in Marin, this very room that is the infinite love that is truly all that there is. As we enter into the prayer field consciously, I'm going to invite the prayer chaplains to rise. I'm going to invite Claire to come forward with the prayer box, and I'm going to invite the prayer chaplains and anyone else who identifies as someone who's anchoring consciousness for this community, for this world, to feel free to join and encircle this community. We're encircling you online as well, no matter where or when you're watching. How good it is to take this moment in the midst of the activity, just allowing a quieting, a stilling, allowing yourself to drop down or rise up or whatever images work for you, but the invitation is to welcome that sacred center that is the center of all that there is. Recognizing that one life, that one breath, that one beingness. There is nothing, there is no thing, there is only wholeness, nothing outside. Nothing separate. Whatever parts of ourselves we feel are outside, the invitation is to just, welcome yourself into your own wholeness. Welcome this community into its own wholeness. And welcome the world into its wholeness. As we create this sacred container, the invitation is to let whatever we don't wish to carry anymore, whatever situation, whatever person, whatever it is that we're carrying in our hearts, that we'd like to be transformed, to be made whole in the truth of who we all are. I invite you to place it lovingly and compassionately into this container. Whatever you're carrying, lay it down. Lay it down. And I invite you to speak it into the space if you feel so inclined, to the names, the situations that we are holding together. it is from this place, oh, that I can see and know the truth of who we are, these brilliant points of light in consciousness, infinite in our expression, that everything is available to us. All the love, all the healing, all the wholeness, all the well-being, all the vitality, all the abundance. I invite you to see with me the truth that there is no lack. There is this abundance of infinite potential. Seeing and knowing with me that whatever we are holding together in consciousness, that there is wisdom to know what is ours to do. There is abundance to access. And that the welcoming of transformation and change and evolution is good for the soul. How grateful I am to know the truth, that love is, we are. Love is, we are. And that from that place, there is nothing that is outside the realm of what is possible. As we anchor this for ourselves, for this community, and for the world, I am so grateful, beyond words, beyond expression, and it is from this place of gratitude that I know, that all of this right now is answered prayer, and that it is truly done. And I invite you to know this with me by saying, and so it is. Amen. Ashe. Thank you, everyone. You may be seated. I'm going to invite James to come on up to the platform.
Good morning, Unity. That's a different sound, isn't it? Yeah. Happy Sunday. Got to be able to see. All right. Lots of different ways to get connected, stay connected. And we, the welcoming team, that's us. If you see somebody that you haven't met before, introduce yourselves. We have a hospitality table outside. We have a welcoming table outside, so meet some people. It's on my agenda too, so. Potluck, if you have nice goodies that you want to share with the community, Rosa could certainly use some assistance, and I've seen some really yummy goodies out on the table. And I don't always get out there in time, so when I get out there, it's like, oh, just a little bit left, so get out there, get connected, meet people. All right, different ways to, on social media. Is it me?
Should he use the other mic on the podium? Yes, sir. Yes, try.
Testing. Hello, better? Yeah, okay. All right, so lots of social media. So it says YouTube first, and that's probably because we're looking for another 205 subscribers to our YouTube channel. All right, then you have Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and what's that last one? Blue Sky. That's exhausting. I spend maybe 5 minutes on one of those, and I just have to like close it. All right, another way to connect is via text. And you can text the word welcome to 415-991-7111. And that goes to Reverend Deanne, and she does respond, except when she's on vacation, which is coming up soon. In your bulletin, there's a spiritual connection card. You can fill that out. also use that for prayer support. So you can put that in the basket when the basket comes around. Get your phones out for our upcoming events. There's a lot going on. Yes, a lot going on. Let's say our mission statement together. Unity in Marin is a loving community dedicated to spiritual growth, inclusivity, and service. We honor and care for ourselves, each other, and the natural world. Our core values: connectivity, inclusivity, authenticity. We're going to highlight inclusivity today. Cultivating a safe space to celebrate diversity and value the uniqueness of every person. We widen our lens to understand and honor the lived experiences of others. We are enriched and become more as we consciously question our assumptions. We cultivate a space of belonging for all before they come in the door. Yes, we do. All right. Flower sponsor. So today's flower sponsor is Jules Williams. Thank you to my Trust Yourself book group. I love our stories and growth. And the flowers are arranged by Pamela. Okay. Is Jules here or out there? Jules is in our book group. A really good book group. Yay. Thank you, Jules. And our hospitality sponsor is Wendy Miley, in memory of Honey, a long-standing member of our community, loved by all. Honey will be missed. That was Carolyn's pup. Then I'm going to invite, Charcel.
Hello, everyone. This is Liz Taylor, T-A-I-L-E-R, a new member of our community. I'm up here to remind all of you that it's almost the end of the year. There are 5 empty spaces left on flower sponsors, and lots of empty spaces left on hospitality. You can show your gratitude to whoever or whatever you please. It's a really nice thing to see your sentiment up on the board. And so, great, thank you. More of you come up and talk to me. I'm out there at the table. This week you'll notice there is no Artist of the Week. We had one, but the person had to cancel. And I decided to tell y'all about some of my ideas for the upcoming period of time. I thought it would be really fun 1 week in November to do like fiber arts, like knitting and crochet. Not a whole table of one person, but people, if you have a piece you did that you love, talk to me. You could bring it, embroidery, whatever, things like that, or hang your weavings, I think it would be really cool to honor our ancestors that most of us learned fiber arts from by doing that 1 week. And 1 week in December, I want to do handmade Christmas ornaments. And they can be things you made when you were 5, or things now. I think it would be great fun, and I'm going to ask Melissa to have some kids make some stuff. And I also am envisioning the tree we used to have in the narthex coming back and having the kids decorate it and stuff. And we don't have as many kids, so we'll have to figure out some other things to help. Anyway, please come talk to me if you're an artist. If you are creative in any manner, I'm very flexible. Come and see me. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh, I love the creativity of this community, honestly. And it's really cool. The whole Artist of the Week thing, that is a Charcel Vision idea, and it's really fabulous. So she texts me, and I'm like, yes. It's a yes. We had a fabulous event in here yesterday. So Unity and Marin, we hosted the LGBTQ plus center that's rebooting itself here in Marin, and they had a really huge fundraiser. This campus was unreal. Their theme was Somewhere Over the Rainbow. There was green sparkle, and there were munchkins running around. There was the Lollipop Guild running around. People were in costumes. This entire area was packed. They had bubble machines going and giant lollipops, and they transformed this space. It really was fabulous. They had a giant Wizard of Oz head behind what would be behind me. And it wouldn't have been possible without the whole community supporting that, but there were some folks who showed up and really were in service to helping make that transformation of our campus a reality. So if you're here today, we want to thank you. Jackie, Ahila, Elizabeth Drew, Dory O.D., who was our Dory. She legally changed her name, so I just want everyone to know that that's our Dory. Lynn Seaver-Fossey, Cindy Hall, Brandy Jones, Carol Lamont, and Wendy Miley. If you're here, please stand up so we can give you some love. Cindy Hall and Carol Lamont, man, they worked it yesterday. I watched Cindy and Carol were like everywhere yesterday. They were just all over the place. It's really beautiful that we get to share our campus with, like-minded, community, in-service organizations, particularly right now in this world. It's really important that interconnectedness, and that we remember that, and that we're in service to that. So I am going to invite the fabulous Dallas Craft to come on down. Oh, and if you come on down, Dallas, and if you're interested in volunteering, next Saturday, not next Saturday, is it Saturday? Yes, next Saturday, from 2:30 to 4 p.m., the ofrendas, the altars, are going to be created for our Dia de los Muertos service, which is the next morning. So if you'd like to come and you'd like to help out, you can register online and you can register in the courtyard. And you can just show up.
There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth. As simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angel's wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power. We speak so many languages, have different clothing, different colors, use different names. But different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. We'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Bahula, angel's wings or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, and it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power. Thank you.
Thank you, Dallas. You know, I was so thrilled with how many people went to the No Kings rally and how many people were there. And there was one sign in particular, which I did mention last week, but it really just kept reverberating for me. It shouldn't have to happen to you for it to matter to you. And there was something about that that I just really kept sitting with. The other sign, which I thought was great too, was, make empathy great again. And there's a connection between those two pieces. And that's what I wanted to sort of dive into a little bit today. Because we are now becoming an epicenter for activity here in the Bay Area. Alameda, our very own Cindy Acker has been navigating that, having to do early dismissals at her schools in Alameda because the environment doesn't feel safe, right? The environment, it doesn't feel safe. And there's all kinds of things, I don't know about you, but all kinds of things get lit up within me. Right? And it got me thinking about the mirror. The mirror, as I'm watching something over there, but it's actually really happening right here. But I don't know about you, some of this just makes me very uncomfortable. And there's a part of me that wants to fall into the powerlessness, that wants to let the fear and the despair and the sort of take over, the sense that, there's nothing that can be done. And I want to invite us to not pretend that we're not feeling that, right? Not pretend that isn't perhaps one of the pieces that's alive within us. But our invitation is always to sort of move beyond the reactivity that we might be experiencing. And this is true not even just for this global collective that we're in the middle of, but in our personal life. There are people in our world right now that, in our orbit, right, in our close personal experience, that are going through some really hard things. And what happens within us as we are looking at that mirror? And the reactivity that can arise within us is an invitation to just acknowledge whatever those fears are. Right? That could so easily be me. Or that would never be me in a million years. Can you feel the two polarities of that? And the defensiveness that we might feel is about illuminating the places within ourselves, but also the places within the world that are in need of healing. That the discomfort, anybody in here feeling a lot of discomfort right now? that discomfort is actually pointing us towards growth. It's actually pointing us towards some sort of transformational tipping point. That's what we need to anchor for everyone, that we are on a path of transformation. We are not on a path of contraction and retro, right? That even though it feels like the same thing might be coming around again, anybody feel like that? Now that happens in our personal life too. How many people have experienced that? Like, oh, I thought I healed that, and there it is. This is how we grow. So what if we began to actually embrace the process? What if we used our fear and our reactivity and our discomfort as our compass, as the piece that's actually guiding us to move forward? Because, we do wake up when it touches our lives, right? We can't help it. We're sort of being dragged. But the invitation for all of us, I think, is to wake up even when it's not personal. When it's not personal, we have to wake up in the exact same way. Because even if we're thinking that injustice or pain or loss or grief isn't actually touching us right now, it's all part of our collective humanity. We are not separate from it. And it doesn't matter if there's an ocean between us. It doesn't matter. Geography is not part of what we're talking about, because the personal is the collective. And we're all being invited to really move away from, oh, this could be me. And don't get me wrong, that's an okay place to start. Like, oh, I have empathy because this could be me. But we really want to move into, that is already us. Can you feel the difference? It is already us. Everything we are experiencing in this world is already us. It's not coming to us. We already are it because there is no separation. So one of the pieces that I think can help us tease this out is just being conscious of the small story and the greater story. And it's really easy to get caught up in the small story. And the small story is really about self-protection, right? How does this affect me? How is this going to impact me? And a lot of the movements in our country for justice and equality are arising from people saying, oh, wow, this really affects me in a way that I don't want it to affect me, and I become an agent for change. But there's a greater story, which is, how does this affect us? How does this affect all of us? And that smaller story, it's not a bad thing. It's just unfinished. Can you feel that? It's like it's the starting point of entry for something. And what we want to be able to do is, because when we're focused on how is this impacting me, how is this impacting me, how is this impacting my family, my community, can you feel how built into that is separation? Built into that is that there is something else happening over there. And honestly, I say this all the time, like separation, it's the root of injustice. Separation is the root of sorrow. The root of our suffering arises from separation. When we're not aware that there is this interconnectedness of oneness that Dallas sang to so beautifully. That is the truth of who we are. And I don't know about you, but it's hard right now. It's hard to hold that oneness when you're seeing people who are saying things and doing things that feel as if they directly threaten my sense of safety, my loved one's sense of safety. So this greater story isn't like fairy tale butterflies and bunnies, right? This greater story is about joy and sorrow. The greater story is about bringing our empathy, make empathy great again. It's about bringing our empathy not just to those who are right in our tight circle, but understanding we are being invited to bring empathy to everyone. My prayer practice has evolved. And do you know where a big chunk of my prayer practice is spent on? I am holding in prayer ICE. I am holding in prayer all of our leadership. I am knowing the truth of who they are. And I am holding that divinity that they are has space to grow and emerge and transform. Because if I stand here making them my enemy, there is no change. I need to bring my compassion, my empathy. No, can you feel the truth of this? There are no, but it does ask us to do something, right? It invites us that we have to hold the world's pain. And is there a lot of world pain? We have to hold it without turning away. We have to move from love rather than from fear. And there is, how do we navigate that discomfort? Because I don't know about you, but it's certainly easier to just sort of look away and say, it's not happening right here. It's not in my immediate sphere. And that impulse, that instinct is to just protect ourselves. We turtle. How many people in here have felt like they're like the battle between turtling and not turtling, right? Right? That dance that we do within ourselves. Oh, the laughter of recognition. So the piece that we just want to keep remembering is that awareness of where we are is the seed of everything. And that requires that we just be honest with ourselves. I was looking at a quote this morning from Nelson Mandela, and it was something along the lines of, I have to be honest with myself and be willing to change before I can expect it from anyone else. I have to be willing to be different in order for something new to arise. So true compassion, I'm really talking about true compassion. I'm not talking about pity, right? I'm talking about true compassion. Means choosing to care even when we could turn away, right? It means letting our hearts break again and again and again. Anybody with me in here with our hearts breaking over and over and over again? And it requires that we cultivate our capacity to anchor truth in the midst of any circumstance. Because when we forget that last piece, that's when someone becomes our enemy. When we forget that they too are on this journey with us, that we are all in this together. This quote from Martin Luther King really spoke to me because it's hard, I don't know about you, I'm speak for myself, when I feel as if what is being directed at me is hate and anger. It's really hard to not want to just meet it. And I really do remind myself of this. Returning hate for hate multiplies hate, adding deeper darkness to a night already devoid of stars. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. So if we feel as if we're being met with hate, what that means is that we are being invited to become a larger container of love. It's work. It's work. We are shifting consciousness on this planet. It's work, right? But it's good work, it's holy work, right? It is sacred work. And we need to be conscious of the fact that it's not just me that I'm doing this for, but I am doing it for everyone, even the people who I think are the most horrible human beings on the face of the earth. Because they're not. They're not. Can you imagine the pain that somebody must be feeling to walk around with the amount of anger and hate that is in our world right now? That is painful to live in that. Can we be compassionate? Not that we cave to it, not that we're like, oh, you poor thing, that's okay, you just keep doing you. But we can have compassion for where all of that is arising from. Because nobody's right here. We're all in this together, creating a transformation of consciousness. And it requires all of us. It's not just part of us that can do this, because there is no part of us. So I'm inviting you to choose the greater story. To let your discomfort serve as the doorway to a greater awareness, and to move past your anger and fear to a place of true compassion for all. And that doesn't mean that we also can't stand in our values. So in everyone's bulletin program, look at my theater background. You got a program, everybody. In your bulletin, it's the same difference, right? There is what's called the red card. Okay? And it is just, carry it with you. It's a short, succinct way for you to understand what your rights are in the midst of what's happening right now. And a guide for you to be able to anchor love from a place of clarity and not reactivity, right? Because when we know what is ours, our rights in this country, then that gives us the ability to speak calmly, to be the place of peace in the midst of whatever is arising. So if you don't have one, you can get them in the lobby as you're leaving. We'll have them around. If you're watching online, you want us to send you one by email, just we can send you what's on the text. The big one is the second one, which just says, so this is if anyone is knocking on your door, and it also does apply in workplaces as well. I do not give you permission to enter my home based on my Fourth Amendment rights under the United States Constitution unless you have a warrant to enter, signed by a judge or magistrate with my name on it, that you slide under the door. Succinct and to the point. I'm taping this to our door, right? And I want everyone to pay attention to the fact that it's a judicial warrant. Judicial warrant. So there are other kinds of warrants floating around out there. The only reason why you have to open the door of your home is if it's a judicial warrant signed by a judge. So you want to look at those things and just don't open the door. Right? Don't open the door. We're all being invited to, it doesn't matter whether they're quote unquote coming for you personally. Do you understand what I'm trying to communicate here? This is part of collective consciousness, that we're all standing in this, that we're standing in the rights that people have for this, regardless of our immigration status, regardless of all of that. That's almost irrelevant. This is about educating all of us so that we can stand in that place of consciousness, but not from a place of reactivity, from a place of clarity about what it is that we value and what it is that we know is important. Does this make sense to everyone? So even though you may personally not be worried that ICE is going to come knocking on your door, or federal agents are going to come knocking at your door, or, right? This is still something we want held in consciousness for everyone to be able to know this. Because there's only one mind, one heart, one breath. And for me, this also just stands as an opportunity to be like, right, I'm not giving in to my fear. Right, I'm not giving in to my anger. I can acknowledge it, and I'm going to choose something else. And that's what I want to invite all of you into, compassionate action. Action rooted in the truth of who we all are. Action that, yes, requires us to be courageous. Action that asks us to be curious. If all we do is talk to each other, we are not changing the world. Can you feel the truth of that? We have to have those challenging conversations. One of my dearest friends, my prayer partner forever, he is not necessarily aligned in the same way politically as I would align myself. We have the most incredible conversations. They really are fabulous. It's like he's not dismissing me. I'm not dismissing him. It's okay that we have different perspectives. But there are places where we can meet. There are places where we can connect. There are places where we can align. He is impacting me, and I am impacting him, and that is how we shift consciousness. Standing in an echo chamber is not going to do it. So yes, we have to be courageous. We have to have curiosity. And most importantly, we need to continually bring compassion online. So let's take all of this into our time of meditation. Because there's a lot stirring in the world right now, isn't there? And I don't know about you, in my own heart. You know, the image that's coming to me right now is just this incredible tapestry. I'm looking out the window here, and the American flag is sort of waving in the breeze. It's like a commercial that I can see right out that window. And there's a tapestry that creates these beautiful ideals that we have never fully manifested. But it requires all of us to bring compassion to the table. We get to stand in our values. We get to stand in what we know to be true. And we are all being invited to grow. How do we hold oneness in our personal life? Who is it in your immediate sphere that somehow feels challenging, threatening, frustrating? And just paying attention to the reactivity and knowing we are all being invited to heal. And thinking about our larger political arena. Make empathy great again. It begins right here. In a world that is changing so quickly, what if we brought compassionate action to everyone? And that requires that we rest in the truth. The truth of who we know we are, the truth of who we know everyone is. That is how we keep our faith anchored. Not from reactivity, but from love. Love and more love. So let's just take a moment and rest here together. And just the invitation is to just be love and share and expand and hold that love for everyone, even the people you think don't deserve it, quote unquote. Bring them in. Because there are no obstacles to the power of love. Let's rest for a few minutes in the silence. How good it is, truly, to widen our lens. How good it is to rest in the power of love, to rest in our power of mastery, so that we can acknowledge our fears and our concerns and our worries, and we can bring all of that anchored in the righteousness of love, in the rightness of love. The arc of justice is infinitely expressing. And that arc is supported through our anchoring love, compassion, and courage. Courage to know that even in the midst of whatever kind of emotional onslaught is being directed, whatever kind of physical onslaught is being directed. We are that powerful. We have seen the power of love in the civil rights movement, in the gay rights movement, and in South Africa. All over this world, love is the transformative power. How good it is to just be willing to be changed at core, willing to show up in new and more courageous ways, willing to let go of our ideas of good or bad or right or wrong, and just welcome in the infinite power that is oneness. And gratitude for this and so much more. I do give thanks, just such deep gratitude. And I invite you into this place of affirming who we truly are by saying, and so it is. Amen. Ashe. So I have an affirmation. I awaken from my small story and remember the greater story of oneness. I choose to be a presence of compassion in the world. Can we please know this together? I awaken from my small story and remember the greater story of oneness. I choose to be a presence of compassion in the world. And so it is.
Gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good, gonna make a difference, gonna make it right. As I turn up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind. I see kids in the street with not enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their needs? A summer's disregard, a broken bottle top, and a one-man soul. They follow each other on the wind, you know, 'cause they got nowhere to go. That's why I want you to know I'm starting with the man in the to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. If they want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. Na 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 na. Ooh, ooh. I've been a victim of a selfish kind of love. I think time I realize that there are those with no home, not a nickel to loan. Could it be really me, pretending that they're not alone? A willow deeply scarred, somebody's broken heart, and a washed out dream. They follow the pattern of the wind, you see, 'cause they got no place to be. That's why I'm starting with me. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. They want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make the change. You gotta get it right while you got the time. It's when you lose your heart, then you lose your mind. Oh, man in the mirror, I'm asking him to change his ways. The message could have been any clearer. A better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. Na 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 na. Ooh. Na 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 na. Make that change.
Thank you, Dallas. Jeremy. I was telling Dallas I almost didn't recognize her without a hat today. Thank you, Reverend Deanne. Very good message. And if you want to continue with being connected with one another, 15 minutes after service, there will be a discussion circle outside led by Reverend Deanne. So do join her, get to know each other in a deeper way. A plug for our spiritual movie night, it's not up there, but our movie night's another way of connecting with each other. And after our movies, we always probably sit for at least a half hour or so and just have a really deep conversation. Many ways to connect here. All right. So next Sunday, I was practicing my Spanish. I'll say this in my feminine voice.
Día de los Muertos. Día de los Muertos.
So that's next Sunday. Bring photos. There'll be altars set up. Bring any photos of past loved ones or other images that really bring something out in you that you want to really honor. So next Sunday, And following that service, we're going to have the Justice Choir right in here practicing. So I understand you don't have to know how to sing. I sat in it one time, and no one sat near me. They started there, but then they kind of moved away from me. But it's a fun experience. All right, I'm going to have the Reverend Deanne come back up for a moment.
So, Faith in Action. So for those of you who are part of Faith in Action, if you're part of Faith in Action, can you just stand up so that we can just see? I love this community. Give yourselves a round of applause, please. Because, you know, this is so important to how we function as a business, right? That we can actually budget and plan. And so giving statements were sent out about 2 weeks ago by email. Yes, really. So please check your spam folder, first and foremost. About 80% of the people who said, I didn't get it, found it in their spam folder. So look in your spam folder, and if you still can't find it, you can see Carla, and she can print you out a hard copy of it. Well, it's your pledge. It shows you the pledge that you made, and it shows you how much you have actually donated to date. It enables you to be able to double check and make sure we are accurately tracking all of your donations, which if there is an error in there, we want to catch that before the end of the year when we send out your end of year statements. So please do take a look at it. And then it also gives you a sense of sort of where you are in your giving. Okay, if you have any questions about it, you can see the fabulous Lynn Forsey, who is our board president. Okay, you can talk to her about that. It makes sense to everyone? Yes, okay, so check those statements.
And we are into our giving and receiving portion of our service, and there's many different ways to give. Church Center app, the QR code on the screen if you are live streaming, and there's a giving envelope in your bulletin. And if you're writing a check, start writing it now. Baskets will be coming around soon. Now let's say our offering affirmation together. It's coming. I am the power of abundance, giving and receiving gratefully. And I'm going to invite Dallas back.
I just want to close my eye and pretend that everyone's all right when I know they're not. This world needs God, but it's easier to stand and watch. I could say a prayer and just move on like nothing's wrong. But I refuse, 'cause I don't want to live like I don't care. I don't want to say another empty prayer. Oh, I refuse to sit around and wait for someone else to do what God has called me to do myself. Oh, I could choose not to move, but I refuse. I can hear the least of these crying out so desperately, and I know we are the hands and feet of show them who you are. Wanna live like I don't care. I don't wanna be another empty prayer. Oh, I refuse to sit around and wait for someone else to do what God has called me to do myself. Oh, I refuse to stand and watch the weary and lost cry out for help. I refuse to turn my back and try to act like all is well. I refuse to stay unchanged, to wait another day to die myself. But I refuse to make one more excuse. I don't want to live like I don't care. I don't want to say another empty prayer. Oh, I refuse to sit around and wait for someone else to do what God has called me to do myself. I could choose not to move, but I refuse. I refuse.
Thank you, Dallas and Jeremy. Wow, okay. Is it next Sunday? No. November 8th, Saturday, November 8th, we have Blessings of the Animals. If you haven't done that before, it's a nice treat for yourself and for your pet. And I understand that we've had bunnies, turtles, iguanas, dogs, cats. Anyone ever bring a squirrel? Pictures of, yes. If you have a horse, just bring the picture, okay? And if you have any pets that don't behave really well around others, bring a picture. And then, November 9th, that Sunday, we will have our guest speakers, the Unity in Marin Prayer Chaplains. Woo! So you're not going to want to miss that. And Reverend Deanne will be on vacation, but not till then, all right? And then the following, let's see, also on the 9th, is Deanna here? Deanna? No? All right. So she'll be leading the Breath, Body, Mind Elements workshop together with Beth Abrams. So that's Sunday the 9th. And on the 16th, the fabulous best-selling author Dawson Church will be our guest speaker. And he'll be doing a workshop after service. And then I'm going to invite Deanne back up.
So Thanksgiving is almost here. It's kind of crazy. So we had volunteers step up. So thank you to Vicki Clark and Wendy Miley, who said they would sort of hold this along with Will to anchor our community potluck, which happens on Thanksgiving Day. So on Thanksgiving Day, we have a service here at 10 a.m. led by the fabulous Carolyn Gauthier. And then we have a community potluck that happens in the afternoon. We have games happening in between if you want to come and play some Scrabble, or, you know, we usually have we try to get Miracle for 34th Street playing on the screen back here. Unity in Marin provides the turkey, the mashed potatoes, and the gravy, and everyone else bring all the rest of the yummy stuff. Please do register. It helps tremendously to know how many people to buy turkey for. So in past years, we've had not enough in any way, shape, or form, and then too much, like way, way, way too much. So if you can register and let us know you're coming, that would be fabulous. That does not mean that you can't just show up on the day, okay? So you can also just show up on the day. It's really, if you haven't been here for this, it's really lovely, actually. It's a lovely afternoon. Chris and I are actually going to be somewhere else this year for Thanksgiving, but we've been here for several years. It's really a lovely, lovely opportunity to sort of get to sit and meet and drink and eat with people. So, is everyone good? Okay.
Thank you. And I know we are a procrastinating community, but do let us know as soon as you can. Unity and Marin prayer chaplains, if you can please stand. After service, find one of them and just take a moment to sit down and share what's on your mind. They are a very comforting group. Thank you for your service. And I don't think we have kids today, or do we? Do we have kids? No kids?
'Tis the season for them, right? So I'm going to invite everyone to rise. Even though they're not maybe actually physically here with us, we are holding the youth of this community. We're holding the youth of Marin. We're holding the youth of this beautiful country that is always growing and evolving into more of what it is. And we're also holding the youth of the world. So I'm just going to invite you to just take that in. We're not turning away. We're taking it in, that this prayer is a powerful prayer for all of that youth to hear and to know. So please say with me, you are the perfect expression of divine light. We love you exactly the way you are. So it is.
Let's say our prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is. And so it is. Now our
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful.
Happy Sunday, everybody. I'll be right here at the door, and then I'll be in the discussion circle. Come find me.